daughter is 1 year old tomorrow and I'm making her an easy honey cake.
Cut 100 grams of butter, that's about 3.5 ounces, into pieces and place it in a saucepan. Add 150 grams of honey, that's about 5 ounces, and heat, stirring until the butter melts and combines with the honey. Then turn off the heat. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 100 grams of sugar, that's about 3.5 ounces, and half a teaspoon of salt, and mix well. You will see that it's all nice and foamy. That's great. That's baking soda working. That's how it should be. This is your future cake layers. Nice and fluffy. Then beat 2 eggs. Pour them into honey mixture, stir and gently heat again just for a few seconds. Then you will remove it from the heat. Add about 500 grams of flour, that's 17.5 ounces, and mix until the dough is formed. You can start with a spatula and then knead briefly until it is smooth. I needed a little more flour, so I added some more flour. And you will feel that you need more, but just don't overdo it. Try a little, adding just a little bit. Then you will dust your surface with flour and place the dough on it. And again, you will work with flour until the dough is nice and smooth. It's going to be so shiny and honey and just great, feel great in your hands. It will not be sticky at all. So work with your flour until you have that great texture. And when your dough is ready, you will divide it into about 12 portions, little balls, about 70 grams each, or 2.5 ounces. For some reason, I got only 9. I don't know why. Maybe my measurements were wrong, but anyway, for this cake, you might get 12, 13 portions. I got 9. My cake was still amazing, but the more layers you have, obviously the better it is. You cover them with the wrap, store them in the fridge, and take them one by one. So what you'll be doing is placing the ball on the parchment paper, and then you will be covering with another parchment paper and sort of rolling each piece into a very thin layer between the 2 sheets. Then you will be removing the top sheet, and you will cut a circle with a plate about 22 centimeters in diameter. That's about 9 inches. And that will be your layer. So you will also bake the scrapes as well, and they will be used for crumbs. I remove them here just to show you how beautiful and even our layer is, but you can leave the scrapes. So preheat the oven to 180 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit, no convection, and you will place this layer into the oven. But before that, you will prick each layer with a fork, and you will bake it for 5 minutes. So this has to be done with each of the layer. So when you remove the first layer, you start with the second one. So obviously it takes time. I don't have a lot of patience doing this, so I had my husband helping me, and my daughter was still up, so that was fun. My cat was like, guys, are we gonna go to sleep at some point, because this is not fun. But we got it all done. So here are all my layers with little scrapes, all 9 of them. And now we get to the frosting part. Yum yum. So we combine about 800 grams of cold sour cream. That's about 28 ounces. I had less sour cream because I had less layers than in the recipe, but that's what the recipe says, 800 grams. Then I added 100 grams of powdered sugar, that's about 3.5 ounces, 50 grams of honey, about 2 ounces, and then I also added cream stabilizer just to ensure that the frosting, gets all nice and thick. And I also added some lemon zest just for flavor. I love lemon zest, you can skip it. Make sure your sour cream is cold. That's key for your frosting. Whisk or beat until smooth and fluffy. And now to the fun part, we are going to be assembling our cake. So spread a small amount of frosting on the center of your serving plate and then place the first layer. Spread the frosting and repeat until all layers are stacked. If you have kids around, that's also fun to do together with them, but it was in the middle of the night basically. It was just me, crazy cake woman in the kitchen. Alright, nice and done. Now let us crush our baked scraps into fine crumbs. So whatever you have, just crush, crush, crush. We'll use those crumbs to put them on top of our cake. And so you can, once the top is frosted, you can sprinkle the crumbs on top of your cake, on the sides of your cake. Just be generous. It should, it adds this special look to this honey cake. It's a signature classic look of a honey cake, all covered in these crumbs. And it looks messy, but it's fine. That's how it should be. You can then take a napkin and just clean the mess on the serving plate. It's fine. And that's basically it. I just added some decorations. You don't have to because it should be just honey cake, but just for fun for my daughter, I added little bees and then little butterfly and some flowers, and then we also had a candle in the morning. So it looked really cute in the end, but you can skip this step and just do no decorations. Now refrigerate the cake for at least 4 hours, preferably overnight, so the layers absorb the cream and all the fluff. And yep, there you go. Enjoy and let me know if you liked it.